Which sector will have the next bull run? This is a question that comes to the mind of every investor, be it retail or institutional. And a lot of factors like capital availability, government policy, sentiments play a part in understanding where the next bull run might be happening. Hey investors, welcome back to another episode of Vishal Wealth View. In today's episode, we are going to take a look at relative rotation graph and how to use relative rotation graph to understand which sector will be the next bull run. And we'll see in last 1 year how RRG have been performing for Indian stocks. So without wasting much time, let's start this episode. So first, let's try to understand what is a relative rotation graph. In front of you on your screen, you are looking at a relative rotation graph. This has two axes, four quadrants. One is leading, another one is weakening, another one is lagging, and then it's improving. A leading quadrant has securities where you have strong relative strength and positive momentum, indicating outperformance. A weakening quadrant has securities that are still strong, but they're losing momentum, signaling a potential peak. Lagging quadrant shows stocks or securities that have weak relative strength and negative momentum, indicating underperformance. You should truly be avoiding stocks that are in lagging quadrant. And then you have improving quadrant, securities that are gaining momentum and soon may move to the leading quadrant. So this is a natural trajectory, this circular trajectory. Like companies come into leading quadrant, then they enter weakening quadrant, then they enter lagging, improving, and the cycle starts once again. So let's take a look at some of the Indian sectors, how in which direction they are going. So we are going to take a look at Nifty IT, Nifty Consumer Durable, Nifty India Consumption, Nifty Reality, Small Cap 250, Mid Cap 150, Private Bank, Pharma, and 200. So let's first start from Nifty IT. What has Nifty IT been doing? So Nifty IT has been in the leading category, in the leading quadrant, and still in the leading quadrant. And from here, it can move either to weakening quadrant or it can remain in leading quadrant. But that's the question: how longer it can remain in leading quadrant? So let's take a look at a longer time horizon for how long this thing has been in leading quadrant. So as you can see, Nifty IT was in leading quadrant. It entered weakening quadrant, and last 24 days it bounced back to leading quadrant. So if I even look for 30 days view, this has been almost in the leading quadrant for 30 more than 30 days. Okay, so let's take a look at what it might do in the future. So if I just take a look at the 7-day picture in the recent times, it is going towards weakening quadrant, and I'm not sure what's the index doing. So if we see Nifty IT, it is going towards a consolidation phase. That means it's entering a weakening phase right now. So this particular index might not give a sudden jump in future. Let's take a look at what private banks are doing. Private banks are also entering a weakening phase from a leading phase. What about consumer durables? So consumer durables are improving, are entering into an improving quadrant from lagging quadrant. This is interesting. Let's take a bigger time horizon. What consumer durables have been doing in the past. So if we consider a longer window, consumer durable have been in the lagging quadrant for a decent time, and they entered the lagging quadrant. Uh, from the improving quadrant. Okay, and if I take a longer term view, okay, so if we see from here on the way the direction look, I think consumer durables can observe some amount of positive momentum in the coming days. Let's take a look at consumption ETF, consumption, Nifty India consumption. Okay, so Nifty India consumption is giving a breakout. So the signals are correct. I think I'll move some money into this opening Monday. I want to make a quick cash and get out as quickly as possible. So yeah, I don't mind parking some money by looking at this signal over here. This seems like a positive signal to me. What about consumption? Okay, consumer durables and consumption is a different thing. I was taking a look at consumption. Wait a second. What's consumer durables? Consumer durables. BSC consumer durables. So yeah, it has also been giving a breakout. I'm sorry, I mixed two things. Consumer durables is moving from a weakening to a improving category. And if we see the current uh, like the stock, it is giving some amount of breakout from its consolidation phase. And if we talk about Nifty India consumption is going back into its improving territory. And if we see the consumption ETF, it is giving a breakout from its consolidation phase with the 50 and 200 DMA. Now let's take a look at reality, what reality is doing. I have a major chunk of my money stored in reality, so it matters to me. If we see of my portfolio, Suntech Reality is a decent chunk, and then we have Anantraj almost 2 lakhs. So this is a good portion of my portfolio. So reality sector matters to me. Let's take a look at what's happening with reality. Okay, so reality sector is entering from a leading to a weakening phase. That's really sad. That means those stocks that I've invested in, I cannot expect a short-term gain in the coming month. But I think I'm fine. I'm not looking to make quick money in individual stocks. I would rather do that in indexes or ETFs because they're low risk. Those are long-term investments. So I guess I'm fine. But yes, anyone who is heavily invested in reality sector must be aware that in future months, your returns are going to be diminished and limited. What about Nifty Small Cap 250? Nifty Small Cap 250 is also entering a weakening phase. Same with Mid Cap 150. Same with Pharma. Same with Nifty 200. Let's take a look at some other indexes, what they are doing. What about Nifty Media? Nifty Media is also entering a weak state. Is there anything that's entering the positive state? What about metals? Metals are entering from weakening to lagging state. I think same with PSE. Auto is moving towards improving state. So auto might be a good bet for a short term play for 7 days or a month. So auto ETF. What's happening with auto ETF? So auto ETF is giving a breakout from its 200 and 50 DMA. I don't know whether I think this is a good option to make a quick buck, and I'll probably think about investing in this as well, a small amount to see how it goes out. Again, I'm not a professional investor and an advisor, so please do not listen to my advice. Please invest your money after consulting with a financial advisor only. I'm just doing this for my research purpose. And what else do we have? We have commodities. What are commodities doing? Commodities are dancing around. I don't know what commodities are doing. Nifty oil and gas entering a weakening phase. So, if you see in last 1 week, the war in West Asia actually saw a spike and then a decline. And if you see after 17.6, wait a second, 13 days, if I decrease it to 10 days. So in last 7 days, Nifty oil and gas is entering a lagging zone now because the war in West Asia is closing down. So again, I have to remind you that this is directional in nature. It will give you a direction about indexes, but it does not tells you about the future. It tells you about possible direction of the future. So this is a lagging indicator. Again, this is not a leading indicator. This is not telling us in which direction it will move. If the news suddenly comes that changes the course of geopolitics, then Nifty oil and gas can rapidly turn from lagging to a leading sector. So keep that in mind. This is a lagging indicator what we are looking at right now. So from the looks of it, only two or three indexes are looking that they're moving into improving or leading category. That's consumer durables and Nifty India consumption and Nifty auto. Now, I would think about making some investment for short term capital gain and short term swings in these indexes. And I'll tell you what were the results like because this is the first time I'm doing this as well. And that's it, what I have for you for today's episode, investors. I'll attach the link of this tool in the description of the video. If you enjoyed this video, do hit the like button and subscribe to Vishal Wealth. You. Bye bye. Stay safe.